Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing good. Today students will be taking up important questions from your lesson 1 and 2, important from the point of view of exams, and these questions may appear in your examination. So I'm just dealing with one or two questions each chapter. Okay, so let us first start with the last lesson, that is by Alphonse Daudet. Now the important questions here are, the first one is, the people in the story suddenly realize how precious the language is to them. What illustrates this? Why does this happen? Okay, so the answer to this could be, you may write, in the story the people of Alsace and Lorraine receive an order from Berlin that only German was to be taught in the schools from that day. They realized the value of their language when they were faced with the command to give it up completely. Okay, so the usual noisy scene at the school was replaced by the quietness of the Sunday church. The earnestness of the students was evident from the fact that each one set to the work very quietly. The only sound in the class was the scratching of pens on paper. Even the village people came and sat quietly in the class, just like students. Everybody looked sad. M. Hamel, the French teacher, evoked a feeling of regret in the students. Franz regretted not having listened carefully during his lessons. M. Hamel, who felt heartbroken at the thought of leaving the school, explained everything with a rare lucidity and with patience. It seemed almost as if he wanted to share all his learning before going away. Okay, so this could be your 4 mark or 5 mark answer to the question. Now the second one is, France thinks, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? What could this mean? Okay, so what could this imply? What could this mean? Any of this can come in your answers. So when France wondered whether they would even make the pigeons sing in German, he uses it as a metaphor to mean that the French language was as natural to them as cooing was to the pigeons, robbing them from their right to speak in their own tongue and forcing the German language on them would call them for unnatural practice. Okay, so this could be part 1 of the answer. Now part 2 of it could be, it is difficult for people to accept a language which is imposed on them. French was their mother tongue and they were comfortable using it as their own. It would not be easy to switch to a different language altogether. Okay, so this could be part 2 of this one. Now this is on page 9. Some of the important questions from your textbook could be, this one is very important, when people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to the language, it is as if they had the key to the prison. Can you think of examples in history where a conquered race of people had their language taken away from them or had a language imposed on them? Okay, so what we could give an answer to this is, in colonization, coloniers usually impose their language on the colonized people, for forbidding natives to speak in their mother tongue. Many writers educated while their countries were under colonization recount how students were demoted, humiliated, or even beaten for speaking in the native language in colonial schools. Okay, so the Germanic tribes, especially the Anglo-Saxons, over the course of 6 centuries conquered the native Brythonic people of what is now England and southeast Scotland and imposed their culture and language upon them. Okay, this could be the first part of the answer. Now the second part of the answer could be, when Puerto Rico came to be the territory of United States as a consequence of the Spanish-American War, its population at that point consisted almost entirely of Spanish and people of mixed Afro-Caribbean Spanish descent. Though they retained the Spanish language and bequeathed to them as the mother tongue, the Americans imposed English as the co-official language. Okay, so this could be the second part. So these are some of the important questions that you should take care of and you should include in your study notes. Now let us move to lesson 2, Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood by Nis Jung, talking about the text. So question number 1 is, how in your opinion can Mukesh realize his dream? Now Mukesh, one of the many children in Firozabad, aspired to be a motor mechanic. You can start with, his dreams were unlike those of his peers who worked in Bengal manufacturing industry amidst appalling conditions. Most of the people there were caught in the vicious circle, were born and perished in the same miserable plight as their forefathers. Mukesh, however, dared to dream. He was determined to go to a garage and learn how to become a garage mechanic. He realized that the garage was a long way from his home, yet he was resolute and decided to walk all his way there. He dreamt of driving cars that he saw hurtling down the streets of his town. His passion and perseverance would help him achieve his goal. Mukesh was able to dream of breaking away from the tradition, and that was the first step towards the realization of his dreams. Okay, so this could be your answer one. Okay, yeah, some of the important questions from this lesson could be, bring out the irony in Sahib's name. Now students, the answer to this could be, his name was Sahib Alam. Ironically, it meant Lord of the Universe, but that was something he could never know. Even if he did, he would have found it hard to believe. He roamed the streets barefoot, lounging the garbage heaps, but hardly managed to get one full meal. Okay, so this was it, students. I hope you'll be able to note down the answers and will be able to deal with these two lessons on your own, because both of these are quite clear. And this was it, students. If you like the video, please hit the like and subscribe icons. Thank you.